Welcome back to the Slay the Spire series. My name is Rhapsody. We're going to be continuing with the Watcher. Yeah, bosses are deadlier. Sure, let's go for that. Pop the Twitch interaction off. Ooh. Okay, there is a 4 elite path, but the early path to get up to it, so like enemies doing extreme combat's up 1 HP, doesn't seem particularly great. I might actually want to avoid those question marks, go to a couple of fights beforehand so that I can try and pick up the offensive materials to actually go for those, all of those elites. I suspect I'm not going to be capable of doing so though. That's just my pet suspicion there. Alright, we'll have Neathel next turn. It'd look a lot like that. Weave, prostrate, and protect. I'll take a protect early here. Ooh, another upgrade. Okay, in particular... no, it can't not be protect. Especially if I do intend on going for those elites. I was gonna upgrade one of the strikes there, actually. Sweet. Yeah, I was gonna go for one of the strikes there just so that... Because the strikes in this class, sure, they deal, 3 additional damage on the upgrade, but oftentimes you're in Wrath and pivoting for damage, so it's actually 6 extra damage. And if I don't have another damage card in the deck and I have to go through, like a Gremlin knob, well, I'm gonna need it. Regen potion, bowling bash, like hard take immediately there. I've argued previously that the first bowling bash is permanently, definitely 100% you need to take it. And a large amount of the reason that I argue that is so that you don't die against the Sentinels. We can play this slow. Especially with that protect. Cool. Pivot for lethal on this turn. Ooh, never mind. Not pivoting for lethal on this turn, as it turns out. Because Eruption is exactly the bottom card of the deck. Energy as well as Consecrate. A little bit more AoE. Probably still no. Another Protect and Windmill Strike. I can't afford to take Windmill Strike. It will only really be particularly good for us in the what? In the Log of Ullenvite if we get it in the opening hand. It increments so slowly that I can't really get too much power out of it. Right, like it's 5 turns time until this is 27 for 2. Sure, it retains and isn't ethereal, right? But, like, that's the damage that I'm gonna want for a 2-cost card. That's the damage I'm gonna want for a 2-cost card. Way, way too slow. I think this needs to be changed a little. We'll take another Protect. Largely because it's a single block card that blocks for a large amount, so even if you are up against the Gremlin knob and don't want to play that many skills, it's still a good defend in that fight. But also, you don't constantly redraw them. You just retain them in hand. I'm actually pretty comfortable going for both of the elites now. This should be good. Perfect. Sands of Time. Literally exactly what we want. So that when we pivot into Wrath form, we have great hits. Now that we have 3 retain cards here, we're probably going to want to consider starting to think about establishment and going for a heavy retain build. Sands of Time in the opening hand is perfect. Oh my god. In particular, it's perfect because when this becomes low cost, it stays low cost. Okay, I'm gonna Eruption Sands of Time. Protect. Hang on. 24. No, it's not lethal. Protect, Energy Potion, Protect. I need to make sure that the Sands of Time is in the next cycle through the deck. Yeah, that's a really tragic turn. So I don't get my defense. I don't get the ability to exit. I don't get lethal. I get this. That's the risk we were taking with the early pivot there. Fair enough. Strike Dummy. Cards that contain strike deal 3 additional damage. In the early floor, that's particularly powerful. Unraveling. No. Halt Fasting. Probably a no and a no again. Yeah, I'll pass. Yeah, I'm not going to have the time to regen in this fight. Strikes dealing 3 additional damage here on the first floor matters a lot. I'm going to try and go for all of the elites, largely exclusively. I tried some words. Largely off of the back of that in particular. I'm gonna Bowling Bash, Sense of Time, and just set myself up for lethal. Oh. Lovely. Path to Victory, Devotion, Evaluate. Gain some block and an insight into the draw pile. We could try and pivot away from exclusively using Wrath Form here for our damage. Sure, I'll take a Devotion. So it's going to be in one of the elite fights that we're going to want to use the regen potion. Sweet. Should be able to pivot lethal here. Fear potion, that's going to be very, very helpful as well. Crush Joints, the ability to apply vulnerability. Yep. Yang, whenever you play an attack, gain 1 temporary dex. Okay. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Probably should have miracled in order to get out the extra hit there. Do I have lethal? 22. I get 2 energy back. Miracle. This is 40. It's 60 against this enemy. So 22, 60, 80. No, sure. So I'll... Protect, Crush Joints. Now I'll Protect, Defend. Eruption. Defend, defend, defend. Hoping for Eruption next turn or we die. Yeah, that's death. That's really unfortunate. The order in which you draw cards is much more impactful as this character than most. In the early elite fights in particular. Horncleat, at the start of your second turn, gain 12 block as well as an emerald. Vault. I'm going to rest here. I still want to go for the elites. We're so uniquely well prepared to do it here on the first floor. Just an unfortunate turn for us right there. I'm getting a mantra out because I suspect we will actually be in the fight long enough. Okay. 2, 3. Still got the protect in hand. All right, we should be fine now. Oof. Not really what I was looking for there. Oh, should have done that in the opposite order. I'm not super used to Yang yet. Again, Sands of Time turns up very late. We're gonna have a pretty bad fight. There's a pretty direct result of that. We just went past the eruption turn as well, so holding on to Sands of Time for eruption doesn't make that much sense. By that much, I mean it makes none. All right. Good. Strike on the bottom of the deck. We've got it. Bottle Tornado puts a devotion in the opening hand. More than happy to. Worship? Just to push myself into mantra? Sorry, into not mantra, but... No, having a second Sands of Time to use after we do get into devotion is very effective. I can't actually afford to take any hits there. Especially considering Gremlin Knob could be up. Okay, so... I die if I try and defend. I just die if I try and defend. I need to leave the miracle in my hand. No. Do I need to leave the miracle in my hands? Because if I draw Sands of Time, I'm still dead. Miracle and strike. Because Miracle Sands of Time is only 40 damage next turn, so it has to be this. Well, Vault is obviously quite good. And Sands of Time next turn. Lethal. Vajra started combat with 1 strength. Gotta say I love that. Hard pass there. And then obviously I'm looking for the upgrade on Devotion, but I am a little worried about our HP here. So we passed up 2 upgrades so that we could go for basically 2 more elites for 2 more fights. Is that worthwhile? Not entirely certain. If we get a lessons learned after this boss, it'll definitely have been worthwhile. You are kidding me. Alright, Protect puts us up to... Yeah, I'm going to Protect Defend this turn. Oh, Strike Bowling Bash doesn't do it, and I definitely don't want to Miracle out Sands of Time. I need the Sands of Time to start incrementing their cost down. Incrementing their cost down. Also known as decrementing. Vigilance Defend. We're just going to blow the enemy up on a turn where we enter the mantra. Great. Now we're in mantra. Just going to drop bombs. Lovely. Okay, so as it turns out, we probably didn't need to rest in the previous position. Oh well. Master Reality... No, it can't be Master Reality. Can it? So I would be taking Master Reality exclusively to get a safety into every hand. Safety being a retain, exhaust, colorless, 10 block for 1 energy skill. Fine. Inability to rest. Ooh, that's difficult. Holy Water replaces Pure Water at the start of your combat. Add 3 miracles into hand. That's a little difficult for us to take as a result of the fact that we have so many retain things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is generating a retain every single turn in particular. I think I do just want the straight, flat extra energy. So that I can play more defensive cards on the same turn. I'd consider Astrolabe, except like primary targets for Astrolabes would often be strikes. And I don't really want to remove the strikes from my deck right now. They're actually decent damage. They're not a priority to remove, or rather they're not as high a priority to remove as they usually would be. 3 elite path. Yeah, okay, so I had to play the defend to trigger the... Had to play the defend to trigger crush joints, but had to play attacks in order to trigger yang in order to fully defend. Interesting. A little bit of a wrinkle there. Oh, safety is 12. Sorry, not 10, 12. One establishment makes this deck so much better. Just one. Again, not a great turn. But we should be able to pivot for lethal. 1, 2, 3. Got him. Hard pass on those. Remove a card from the deck for 75 at this rate. It'd have to be a defense. I have added a lot of defense in just the one card that we added a couple moments ago. I'm going to leave the Vault in the deck because... Ooh, I also should have played the defend at the end there just for the possibility of triggering... should have played the thing for... Hang on. I should have played the defend at the end for the possibility of triggering crush joints this turn, although the enemy has artifacts, so it's not particularly applicable in this fight. Just in general. That would be a better idea. So I'm pivoting for damage here. Yep. Good. Good, good. Clarity, talk to the hand, and follow up. Talk to the hand is a consideration, but we don't actually multi-hit the enemy, so new. Well, I gotta take that. Interesting. I might take all of the relics. Drawing 3 additional cards early as this character, especially because we're going to be retaining a lot of them, is quite good. Membership card, tiny chest, centennial puzzle, and then remove another defend. And then I'm going to take 2 block potions for pushing through the upcoming elites. Actually, don't really care about any of the cards in the shop. Devotion needs to be upgraded so that I can get a second devotion in the deck and have a good time. Okay, devotion, protect, crush joints, block potion. I'll take damage this turn, but get a lot of cards in hand. That's 24 against the target. Okay, well, if this is the best I can do. 24. Strike, strike. I'm gonna enter Vigilance, actually. Great. Vault is obviously incredible this turn. Lovely. One, 2, defends, and now we should be fine. Yep, hard not to be when you're in Divinity. Pocket Watch. Whenever you play 3 or less cards during your turn, draw 3 additional cards at the start of your next turn. We don't need any more draw, video game. Please stop giving me all the draw. and all of the retain. I would consider this otherwise, right? It'd be really good with Vajra as well as the Divinity stance, but it might just be worship. So that I can trigger devotion much more readily. Fine. Devotion, Bowling Bash, Strike here. So Bowling Bash is 24, Strike is 10, 24, 34, 34 against the target. 34 against the target makes the most sense on the backliner here, so that Eruption has the ability to just kill that. If I do pivot for damage on this next turn. I'd be amazed if I did, but I don't know. Crazier things have happened. So Eruption kills the backliner, and then Miracle Sands... Actually, that's... Oh my god. No. Miracle Sands of Time is not enough. Sands of Time is not upgraded, Ryan. Sands of Time is not upgraded. So instead, it's probably... Yeah. Worship... Strike, defend. Great. Overdraw next hand as well. Or at least try to. So now we're in Mantra. Sands of Time, Crush Joints. Cleanse Evil. Add X smites to your hand. They retain and they deal 12 damage and they exhaust. I cannot do that at this point. We desperately just need one establishment. Meat on the Bone, if your HP is at a below 50% at the end of combat, heal for 12 HP. Devotion, Miracle, Sands of Time. I don't want to be weakened here. It's very important so that I can make sure that the Gremlin Knob goes down. No, Gremlin Wizard goes down, rather. Okay. That's pretty much our full protection. Here it comes. Okay, Eruption, Bowling Bash the backliner, then Murder the frontliner. Because we're pivoting for lethal next turn. Either we play Worship and then kill, or we... Okay, Worship then kill, I guess. Or we stay in Wrath, is the other play. Worship. And then kill. I feel like I'm Divinity sprinkling like all of my builds recently. This one's much heavier on retain than priors, though. Meal Ticket. Whenever you enter a shop, heal for 15 HP, as well as Path to Victory Scroll and Prostrate. Hard pass. Don't need those. Master Reality to just make sure that I can defend. Beautiful. Now, it's important to know we drew 3 from the Pocket Watch, then generated 1 from Master Reality, then tried to draw 5 after that. So the order matters just exclusively so I know whether or not I'm going to get a safety. Okay. We definitely Worship. Definitely Safety and definitely Bowling Bash. Because then we pivot for lethals next turn. Like that one. And that one. No more retain cards. I love Perseverance. I can't take it though. Fine. So we don't get the extra draw this turn, but we do get the extra draw from Centennial Pozza, rather. I really wish I could play that Vault as well as the Worship this turn. It's probably just Worship Protect. So now we're not weakened next turn and we're in Divinity. So we'll Sands of Time, Sands of Time. Strike, strike. It's ridiculous that we got Strike Dummies. Oh my god! Akabeko, your first attack each combat deals 9 additional damage. Foreign Influence, choose 1 of 3 upgraded attacks to add to your hand. They can be of any color. I love that card. It's way more powerful than it seems like. Every 3 turns gain an extra energy. That's also very important for us. This build is really coming together. Yikes. Defense leaves a little to be desired on this turn, I'll say. And by a little to be desired, I mean I'm really sad. Okay. Got Sense of Time for lethal next turn already. Got him. Really wish I had a Lessons Learned or something like that in this deck. Sanctity for drawing cards? No, just Lucky and Empty Body. Hard pass again. Alright. I would upgrade Worship to become innate, but oof, it's harder to do. Sands of Time gets 18 additional damage when upgraded because we're oftentimes, or rather almost exclusively casting it in Divinity. Bad setup turn right here. I may actually want a hard pass just so that I still have the extra damage on future attacks from the Akabeko. Because it's most important to get these chumps down first. Master Reality, right? So let's Foreign Influence to see what we get. Flurry of Blows. Okay. I'll Flurry of Blows, Worship, changing stance, getting back Flurry of Blows. Alright. Then Sense of Time, Master of Reality. Let's get more defense as well. Alright, we're fine. We should have this fight. Could have slightly better ordered that turn, definitely. It's honestly not important that I draw the extra cards next turn. We'll be able to hard defend anyway. Oh, right, of course, Strike. Sorry. I insta-cast the other one because I was like, there's no way Strike is going to be better than Bowling Bash here. Of course, it is. Bronze Automaton down as well. Deva Form, way too expensive for us to play out here. Deus Ex Machina. So it gives us the energy that we really need. However, you add 3 miracles to your hand, and we already have problems with hand size. Cannot really afford to do that. I think that's a hard pass then. Attack Potion is for pushing for lethal. Going to be considerably more effective in this build than Liquid Bronze. We don't need more cards in this deck, and we do need extra energy. Busted Crown. This is a Watcher speedrun? Now? I'm a speedrunner? I'm already going to overdraw my next hand. Essence of Steel is not needed. Sanctity neither. Upgrading cards consistently is very, very appealing here. However, that pain, I can't guarantee I get to remove it soon. And if I can't guarantee I get to remove it soon, I really can't afford to take it. Bowling Bash? Damn. Bowling Bash in the opening hand is so good. Vigilance, Worship, and Devotion. I can also protect... No, I'll take the extra draw. So Bowling Bash has 9 extra damage on each of its hits. That's why Arc of Echo is interesting here, right? So that's already 51 by itself. Great. Throw that to Fend, as well as just another strike. Neat. Shift into the right form next turn, and then double Sands of Time. Devotion Sands of Time build is so good. Don't need those. Take the 1. Bandage up. It's an easy card to get out of our hand, but it makes our, like, aggressive turns less aggressive. No. Worst case scenario, there's next floor that we'll want to use something else on instead. Let's get another turn of vulnerability from Crush Joints here. Could be very impactful. Devotion, Worship, and... yeah, I'm gonna get the Vault out. Good appearance of Bowling Bash as well, lovely. Foreign Influence Fight. Ooh, Lesson Learned! Always gonna be taking that one there. 1 to take you out, and then... oof, slightly short on taking out the backliner just with the strike and lessons learned here. Right, I'm gonna Vigilance and Protection. Crush Joints, Sands of Time, Sands of Time. Unfortunately, we don't get the lessons learned out there, but that was a significantly better kill. Okay. Like, Spirit Shield at the start of a turn is a lot of block for us. It is not affected, is my understanding. It is not affected by Dex on the card's face. That is to say, you don't gain an extra block per card in your hand for each point of Dex, is my understanding of how this works. I could be wrong. It would get immediately upgraded. You know what? Let's experiment with it. I think what it does is it totals all of the block it would give you, and then Dex just adds naturally on top of that. I'm going to drop the Speed Potion for a Weak Potion, though. That should be a lot more HP for us. Bowling Bash. Just for AoE fights. Birdface Urn, when we play a power card, heal over to HP. Neat, but I can't take it there. For obvious reasons. Just in case those obvious reasons are that I would not... what? Huh? Isn't that a good way to phrase that? Those obvious reasons are that... I want to go to the heart. There we go. I knew I'd figure it out eventually. So yeah, 27 block is just 9 other cards in my hand. I'll strike before I play it. Now it's 25. Yeah. It would be significantly more, right? It'd be 4 by 8 is 32, but it's not. I should have worshipped that turn. 100%. It's not going to matter because we still have lethal, but I should have done it. Yeah, I'll happily cut a strike now. this elite fight hopefully better be good. Devotion. Twin strike and then protect. Get out safety every turn. All right, we're off to the races then. All it takes is worship to set us up for the next turn. Oh, they protect and safety so that I can just start murdering targets. Vault applies its damage to the target at the start of the next turn. So for that reason, you can't just randomly target enemies that have thorns, because you won't have your defense by the time you wanted to. Okay, we're taking 1 damage here. Just prevention of worse damage to be taken in the future. Tropic Brew over that happily. Another protect. Don't have space for all of them, sorry. Come on, establishment in the shop. Bowling bash for 60 on the Reptomancer this time. Can't really actually afford to do that. I'm just gonna clear out the chumps here. Really important for me. All right. Foreign influence finds Meteor Strike. I've been told that apparently the Watcher is bugged in that if you gain from foreign influence an orb card, you aren't provided with orb slots, and as a result, I'm not going to get any effect out of this. That's the case. If you have Prismatic Shard, however, you're provided an orb slot by that. So it looks like foreign influence in particular is bugged rather than this character. Or rather than this character at large, at least. Worship. Sands of Time, Sands of Time. Follow up. Ooh, Preserved Insect. Good time for it. Strange Spoon. Cards which exhaust will instead, when played rather, will instead discard 50% of the time. So that's going to affect our... it'll affect our Vault as well as Foreign Influence as well as the Smites and the Safeties. There's no effect from Jutsu Bracelet at any point now. I don't really want any of the rest of it. Maybe a Vulnerability Potion, actually. I'll take the Vulnerability Potion, and I honestly think I bounce and wait for the next floor. Gotta defend and go. Obviously has to be Recall if I want to go for the heart, and I do. I do want to go for the heart. My gosh, can we actually draw some of our defensive? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, never mind. We are only a third of our deck is defensive. I'm gonna apply that, honestly. Okay. Eruption, Strike, Master for Smite. We're going for lethal next turn. Next turn, we draw Warship. We play Warship, and then we blow up the enemy. So we go into Divinity. This is currently doubled, so it's actually 20 at the moment. And then triplicate it from there, so it's 60. Actually, no, we're weakened, so we have to completely ignore the weakness first, right? So what is this actually at the moment? At the moment, we have 1 strength, so it's 27. So it's, yeah, it's 27 by base. 27 goes up to, hang on. Brain's loading. 81 when triplicated. 81 with vulnerability is 121. We can get that 2 times over. Worship pays for itself and refunds 1 energy. Not only can I do all of this, I can even vault at the very end. I'm a foreign influence to see. Yeah, we're doing it. Oh no, I can't play all of the cards. Okay, so it's Beam Cell, Sands of Time, Single Defense Vault. And we hope to get Worship soon. Got it. Good fight. Good fight, that one. 10:38. Just a quick jaunt through Ascension 4, as it turns out. Holding this for the right turns in particular is very, very important. Establishment. No establishment. Dang it. Don't need the draw. Honestly, I don't really like any of these. Gain 6 block, add an upgraded safety to your hand, and using that, like, that's really good to, like, bootstrap your defense really quickly if you need to. I'm gonna remove that defend and add the deceive reality. Then I'll take the vulnerability to apply to enemies, and ornamental fan and orichalcum just in case. That early membership card is, whoo, paid off a big. 1, 2, get that out, and then vault. I love that we still get the protection from orichalcum, even after a vault. Extremely good for us. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with that. Entering Calm. The primary reason being because now when we pivot into Divinity, we also exit Calm. So we get a bunch of extra energy. Obviously should have done that in a slightly different order. And then I'll play a Deceive Reality, keeping that in hand. Beautiful. Okay, Eruption, Bowling Bash for 20, so it's 35 plus 36, 35, 36 is literally 1 short. We had a smite in hand. I thought this smite... Okay, it looked the same as the safety next to it. You can't blame me for that. You're not allowed. It's against the law. Worship. Sands of Time. Every second turn, we just go into devotion. Even without the other one. Sure. Seems worth. First card we play here is going to draw us a bunch of cards as well. David Former. Oh, establishment. Excuse me. It's establishment. Thank you. Okay. Devotion, devotion, foreign influence gains. Card draw is probably the most useful. Will deceive reality and worship at the very end. Changing into Divinity next turn. Pretty good damage there. Against us, I meant. From the enemy to us. Sorry. Should have clarified. Yikes. That's 45 incoming. Our maximum block is Spirit Shield, Protect, Protect. Look, there's no way that's not what we do this turn, right? Because of that. We are still technically alive. Crush. Strike. Master reality for safety. I'm already dead, aren't I? I'm already dead. Oh, unless the enemy's hit next turn is a big hit. Okay. Single big. We're dead. Yeah, we just don't have the ability to kill the enemy because of the invincibility here. It's really unfortunate. All right. Safety. Oh, worship, getting a bunch of energy back. Yeah, we can do a bunch of damage this turn, but we can't live. Not with the multi-hit. Not with the multi-hit. That, so Bosses Are Deadlier has made the heart really wild right there. It felt like the multi-hit turns did more damage than base. No, I don't have a Philosopher's Stone. Now, I was vulnerable against the first one, and obviously in Wrath form against the second one, which explains both of them. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. That's been an Ascension 4 speedrun, followed by the any percent speedrun to the credits, which includes a death warp. Those are the speedrun strats. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.